Alright everyone, welcome to SpareTime RC, Alex Lawrence. In front of you, you see the new, and I just received it, and I'm so happy I got it. Sorry, get back to it. The new kit on the block for Arrma FireTeam 6S, 1/7 scale electric speed assault vehicle. Since it came out, I've been wanting to get one, so here we go. Alright, so this is what you get in the box. You get the warranty manual. This is something that you might want to look at if you're new to the hobby and you just now get in this vehicle. This is your first vehicle to be running. I do suggest reading the warranty. That'd be good. Next thing you get is what they call the technical pack. This gives you all the information you need to know about everything: shocks, center diff, rear diff, how to build the shocks. It also gives you the part numbers for every piece that's on here, to include the servo, the frame, the assault team itself, and the panels that go on there. And here's the exploded view of the entire vehicle with all the part numbers that you need. Just a reference guide for you. Then your instruction manual. This manual here is very good for you. It'll give you the information you need for maintenance and binding and how to program your ESC. Good information here for you to look at. I would suggest to read it front to back like you would do most of your new RCs you buy. Read the manual just to be familiar with everything. And again, your maintenance tells you when to do maintenance on the vehicle, when to be diff, center diff, rear diffs, shocks, tires, and tools that you need. Another manual to look at. This is your first vehicle that you purchased and you get into new in the hobby. Also what you receive is what they call the shims for your rear diffs. This helps take up the slack in the differential, rear and front differential, so that it doesn't move, take up all the slack in it. You get a high-speed 15-tooth pinion gear. Also you get the insert bladders for your shocks to load them the way you want them loaded. Something to play around with. You get a multi-wrench size wrench tool for your wheels. Multi-size wrench tool for your nuts that's attached to some of the screws that's inside your vehicle. You also get a couple Allen wrenches in case you don't have a tool set, and this is your first vehicle again. And it also comes with the SLT3 transmitter. So that's everything that you get inside the vehicle. Now let's get over to the Arrma assault vehicle. Dive into it. So here we go. I like the roll cage. It's a roll cage body with 7 panels. You got one in the front, one in the back, 2 in the front, both sides, in the back 2, and then 1 on top. Roll cage incorporates that to include the framework inside and the fire team. You see that? Look at the boys looking very good, aren't they? All right, so here we go. Let's look at the panel. Now looking at it, if you can see, this actually has like 14 points of contact to the chassis that keeps the bodies firmly on the chassis. And we're gonna start off with the front. So you got one in the front that slips down to a couple of notches. That slips on top of the shock tower itself. This fits over top of the center tower brace here, right here. This again fits on the back shock tower. This fits down in a deep groove, and this fits on top of a groove that's on side the vehicle. And again, and then you have these 4 holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That fits on a cone that's on the vehicle. And since we have it off, let's take a look at it. So looking at the vehicle here, you have these 4 cones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Where those body sits into, these slots here, and here, to include the front bumper sits here, then that ridge here, I showed you, sits down in here. Now that one point sits here for the shock tower, and then you have that one point here that sits here on the tower, on the center diff itself. Then another one sits on the shock tower in the rear, and then you have these 2 grooves where the rear body frame sits at. All right, now that we talked about that, they have these big bore aluminum shocks, aluminum or aluminium as some people call it, anodized black shocks coil over right here, front and rear. You have 3 body posts, 1 and the 2 in the back. You have side rails, 1 and 2. Then you have your battery compartment. I like the battery compartment because it can adjust to small batteries to large batteries. Straps are very adjustable themselves. Lift this end up, put a large battery in, strap it down, and you're good to go. The wheels. I should talk about the wheels earlier. So the wheels themselves, as you can see, they are high walls on the side. Very firm. They're airless wheels, and they are vented on the wheels, tires themselves, not the wheels. The vent holes right here, so you can see it. We're going to get to the front of the vehicle now. So the front of the vehicle, you see this bumper here. Large bumper, which is attached to a skid plate for front and rear. See how it's attached to the front? Skid plate here. The same thing in the rear. Skid plate here attached to the rear bumper itself. Now as you look, the anodized black 5 aluminum chassis here with side guards, mud guards they so call them, where the side step boards are attached to the mud guards onto the frame itself. So the rear shock, as you can tell, is incorporated with a spring-like buffer here in the middle bumper. And let's see, you have 2 shock towers from tower to chassis towers they call them. You have aluminum tower to tower chassis brace here, this red aluminum piece here. And then you have the chassis tower that fits over the center differential. Now the drivetrain of this vehicle is aluminum parts. So if you can see right in here, that's aluminum case center diff, and I think it has something like 100,000 weight. The rear and the front are all metal gears too, and they have 10 in front, 10 in the back, and they are dog bones, not CVDs. The only thing that's CVDs in is the front drive chain or drive shaft, and there are CVDs in the rear or dog bones. Thick aluminum black anodized turnbuckles in the rear, and then you have the same thing in the front, a little bit thinner but still strong enough to take the turning radius of these vehicles of the tires. Now what powers that is the servo, which is the Spektrum S652 servo, all metal gears, waterproof, and it has a metal horn. This is 25 tooth metal horn on top of it. It's awesome. I'm glad they started putting metal horns on top of their servos. And in the back, which is what is the newest thing that Arrma is, the servo that takes care of the handbrake. What I mean the handbrake is on your receiver on the SLT3, you hit the number 3 switch, which controls the handbrake. Hit it here, it locks up the handbrake and just the rear diff itself by these metal steel gears, steel rotor gears back here. Locks it up, you can do power slides with them. And it releases as soon as you hit it, it releases. It just locks it up for a second. Now, that being said, the power that is actually on this vehicle is a Spektrum 150 amp ESC that is controlling a 2050 kV motor. Now, it has a heat sink and a fan on top, which will keep it cool. And again, I'm still running the stock. The receiver box is an oversized waterproof receiver box, and that's right here located. The receiver is an SLT 315, three channel receiver, which is bind to your SLT3 here. Let's see what else we need to talk about. The shock tower. Shock tower themselves, thick, beefy, along with the suspension arms for the rear and the front. As you can see, real beefy, real thick. They have sway bars front and rear. Just get the feel for it, see how it acts. Little nose heavy. Yep, little nose heavy. All right, still a little nose heavy. Have to adjust the punch setting on that. That was kind of smooth. All right, so yeah. All right, so there's my first tumble. Are you good? Are you good? Are you good? Are you good? Yep, she's good still. All right, here we go. Digging up some dirt there, but she landed it. She's doing good. Oh, oh. All right, still good. You're still good? Come on over here. Let me check you out. Yep, we still good. Little mild jump there. That's all we're doing right now. Might hit the ramp here, see what it does. Yep, I have to set the reset the adjust the punch setting here. There's nothing to it. Wide open here. Handbrake. All right. So yeah, I'm liking it. It's a monster. That's the handbrake. Oh my goodness, this thing is a beast. Farmers field. Been harvest last year, and look at it, it's just going and going and going. Plowing through everything. Yeah, I'm starting to dig this thing here. Ooh. All right, so this thing's smacking me in the face with rocks. let's go see what it does in jumps, all right? Ooh, almost took out my second camera. All right, look at it. It's still looking good, huh? All right. It is taking a beating. There we go. Ooh, oh, that was definitely an endo. All right, how's she looking? All right, arms are still good. Yep. All right, just a little damage on the front end there. That's not bad. All right, she's hanging in there. The shock's still working good. Front and rear. Little scratch on the body. been a while since I've been out here doing this, so another back end. All right, couple more. All right, here we go. Okay, little damage here. What happened here? Dog bone popped out. Yep, she popped out. All right, so that's one thing. Like I'm saying again, all those big end dives you do, something's bound to happen. And for me, it was my dog bone that popped out. I'm guessing that the back end flex. No. Okay, so here we go. As you can see here, yep, suspension arm snapped off where hinge pin goes through. That's not a bad deal, especially all those bad hits it had. All right, so that being said, have to call it a day on this one. Take it to the shop and we'll talk about it, all right? All right, we're back downstairs in the workbench area, and I will tell you this, I had a blast with this Arrma FireTeam 6S. It is what it claimed to be. It is a beast. As you guys saw out there, ripping and running. Not too good in jumping so far. Again, it's me, my driving. I kind of just damaged one part of this vehicle. Everything else is pretty good. And the part that broke was the rear suspension arm where it sits into the hinge pin. I don't know if you can see that right here. Get some light on that real quick for you. So if you see right here, the hinge pin popped out. Right there, you can see. Get some more light on that for you real quick. And again, I am not the best driver out there. Right there, that's where it split the suspension arm, where the hinge pin slide in that. So, all in all, I will tell you this. I was excited to get it, had a little doubt, but it handled like I thought it would, and I'm glad it did. I didn't want to be disappointed. Arrma Horizon, their design team, came up with an awesome vehicle, and I'm telling you what, if you watch any other YouTube videos with this in there and you see guys flying it high up in the air, 30, 40, 50 feet in the air, it is worth it, guys. Price for some people is kind of up there. I'm not going to say that you're not going to get what you pay for. With this vehicle, you are going to get what you pay for. An assault vehicle, RC vehicle that is, to me, in my opinion, looks awesome. I love the design. I love how it looks. And so on that note, everyone, if you like what I'm doing, like the content, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, leave your comments, and then subscribe. On that note, everyone have a wonderful, blessed day. I'm out.